Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. I've been away from making videos in a while. I know I've tried multiple times to run my business while shooting a video, but it just turned out it was way too difficult for me. I am back now. I've been getting comments even throughout the year. I didn't really check up on anything YouTube. We now have hired a full-time guy, Bryant. He's behind the camera right now. Maybe you'll see his face in one of these videos. He's now on full-time helping us out with all our photography as well as film and all the videos that we want to do. So now it becomes very easy for me to just shoot a video, hopefully share some of my journey as well as share some of the experiences and knowledge that I've gained over the time, and maybe it could help you guys get out. I am still on my journey to zero, and if you don't know what journey to zero is, I left medical school. As a recap, I left medical school to start a business, and I'm going on a journey to get to zero in terms of student loans, paying it all back, and then living life as a entrepreneur, as a businessman, as whatever you call it. This is the decision I made. No regrets. I'm enjoying every part of it, but obviously there are ups and downs. So just a quick summary of where I've been in the past year. We just recently expanded a little bit more of our warehouse. We got a little more space. We've hired 2 full-timers now. I still work with my brother, and it's been a crazy journey. And I think we are on track, hopefully this year, to do about $2.5 million in revenue. Now, you guys always ask about profit. I'm not sure if it's gonna increase too much because we are investing back into it, like our full-timers. We also have 3 part-timers right now. In terms of numbers, maybe I'll make another video that shows the exact breakdown of where I've been, how I've grown, and the number and all the statistics behind it. So if you guys want, I could do something like that. I know that there was someone who asked if they could see a daily life of me, so maybe I'll do a video on that next, or in one of the upcoming videos, so you know exactly what I do every single day and what the grind of everything is. But yeah, so we're on track to do 2.5. I still am in a crazy amount of debt. I haven't paid almost anything back. I made a video I guess a year ago about good debt versus bad debt. Pretty much with my bankroll, I'm making more reinvesting into the business than it's costing me to pay interest on my loans. Obviously, there's going to come a time where it's just better for me to kill the debt just to get it out of the back of my mind. As much as I don't want to think about it, it's always on the back of my mind, and it's always burdening me in one way or another. And one day, I know I'm just gonna pull the trigger and pay it all off. But right now is not the smart time because I think my business would take too big of a hit if I just decide to take out $200,000. Now, I know the goal was to pay all my loans back in 3 years, and that was the goal. And pretty much the 3-year mark is coming up. So did I succeed? I want to say yes and no. Do I have the ability to pay it off? Yes, I do think I do have the ability to pay it off. But if I do pay it off, I also do think I'm going to be starting from ground zero again. And I don't think that's a smart move. I think to grow my business, and this is where the no comes in. I think no in the sense that it's not, I shouldn't pay it off and I can't pay it off because it's going to hurt my business. I want to pay off the debt when it's not going to hurt my business, where I can take it out as a salary or a bonus or something like that, so that it will be my personal income that I could put towards and budget towards paying off my student loans. So yeah, in the past year or so, I've learned a lot more about finance, a lot more about budgeting, a lot more about just the responsibilities and the of running a business and all the different aspects to it. Every single video, I always want to leave some kind of experience or nugget that someone watching can take away from. And one of the stories I want to share for this video is sales tax. So when I first created the business 2.5 years ago, something like that, I didn't realize I made the business right at the end of the quarter. So for example, if I made my business in June would be Q2. So what happened was I created my business like 2 weeks before that quarter ended, or a month before that quarter ended. What happened was I didn't realize that at that time I needed to pay any of my taxes there because I just didn't even think about it. I just thought, okay, Q3 is my first full quarter. Let me start paying, and I paid all my taxes and sales tax according to that. But what happened was when I was doing my yearly taxes this past December, I realized there was like 2 weeks that I didn't file for. So I filed it. I think it was $15 of sales tax that I didn't file for. So $15 and one other one. I actually have the papers right here. And one other one was $240. So I missed out on about $255 of payment, which is, not much. But what happened was I got these two letters. So one I opened up because I didn't know what I was doing in business. I opened up both a sole proprietorship as well as an LLC. So meaning I had to file for two separate businesses every time. So one business I missed out on filing for $15, and the other one I missed out on filing for $240, which is really not a lot compared to where we are at now. So I was like, oh, I guess I missed it. So I paid it off when I found out, and then I got these two notices, and for my $15, my penalty was $1,775, and for the $240 one, my penalty was $1,551. So it was like well over $3,000 worth of penalties on $250 worth of taxes, and I lost my mind, and I was like, "Are you serious?" So I called my CPA, and he was like, "You know what? There's really nothing you could do. You could write a really nice letter to see if it could be forgiven." And then I called the number that was on this bill, I guess, or notice. And, I was on the phone for like 30 minutes just being transferred and transferred and transferred. When I luckily, luckily a nice young lady came on the other line, and she's like, if you just write a really nice letter, you fax it over to me, and she's like, she'll try her best to take care of it. So that's exactly what I did. I wrote a nice letter going, hey, I was just out of college, I was just out of school, I didn't know what I was doing, and if you see my history, I've paid my taxes for everything, and I just missed this one, but just for $255 worth of missed tax, I do think $3,000, over $3,000 worth of penalties is a little harsh. And so I asked for forgiveness for it, and I was very honest. A month later or so, I got a letter saying that it was forgiven, and man, that was such a nice letter to receive. I still have that letter. I think I'll always keep that letter because that is an experience that I'll never forget. So one thing I wanted to say is, when you're starting business, key is sales. You do whatever you can to make money. You forget, you don't have the money to afford a CPA, a lawyer, or anything like that. So you get by and you do your best to research and do your due diligence to learn and do everything properly. But you might make a mistake. But when you grow, if I had to pay the $3,000 off, could I have? Yes, I could have paid it off. But would that have hurt my business? Yes, it would have also hurt my business because we have a budget planned, and this extra $3K was not something we were accounting for. When you do things honestly and you're just honest with the right people and you meet the right people, sometimes good things happen like this. It was an honest mistake. It wasn't me trying to hold back on taxes or anything like that. I got caught in that system, and I had to pay it off. And if they said no, I would have had to pay it off because it said my interest was my penalty was going to double if I don't pay it by a certain time. So I was either going to have to pay $3,000 or $6,000 or nothing. And I wrote a nice letter to see if I could pay nothing, and luckily it worked out in this situation. So if any of you guys are trying to start up a business or anything like that, just make sure you're filing everything correctly to the best of your ability from the beginning, and that you're not slacking out on any of the paperwork like that. And if you're in a complaining mode of like, oh, how am I supposed to know everything? The answer is you're not, but you have a computer, you have your phone, just just read. Read up as much as you can. Don't think of it as a time waste, but more of a time investment into growing your knowledge as a business person. And do everything to the best of your abilities. And sometimes you're going to have to pay for your mistakes, but sometimes good things like this does happen, does happen. Those are the fun parts of business, I want to say. Sometimes there are fires that you can put out, and then sometimes there are fires that are too big for you to put out and you need help from others, and sometimes just good things happen. Yeah, so that's something I wanted to share. I want to say that I am back. I will be making videos regularly. I don't think it'll be every day, but it will be regular. So if you have any questions, I'll be active again. I think that's all I really wanted to share this video. So it's awesome to be back again. I'm so thankful for all of you that listen and watch the videos. I want to try growing this community again, but moreover, I just want to share this journey with you, hopefully to encourage any one of you that's in a similar situation and that took the leap of faith to leave either schooling or whatever life you had behind for something new and something better. But yes, there's a lot of risks involved, and I want to share and encourage so that we do this journey in life together. So yeah, it was great. It's great being back, and I hope to make more videos and keep this back and forth going. It's been awesome, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.